Hey everybody, I am going to be doing a premiere draft of Kaldheim today. Finally have enough gems to do so. Haven't had a super ton of success with Kaldheim. I think it's a really difficult set to draft anyway, and I've heard that from people who have been playing Magic a lot longer than I have. My personal best so far is 6-3. I did that with the Selesnya deck. I also think I got to 5 wins with another deck that I can't even remember right now, but the vast majority of the time I either 0-3 or I end up like 1-3 or something like that. So hopefully things will go a little bit better today, and hopefully everything will work out. I would at least like to get the majority of my gems back. At least winning 3 games I would be happy with, since it is a premier draft and uses so much more gems. I could have played a quick draft twice with the same amount of gems, so I really don't like 0-3ing in a premier draft, but it is a lot harder to draft a successful deck against players than it is against bots, because the players are always going to take the best card and they know what the best commons are, whereas the bots a lot of times will just either randomly select things or will just take the rares and will ignore some of the better uncommons and commons in the set. So let's see how we do here. I have not tried out all of the archetypes yet in Kaldheim. I like the Changelings, I like the Giants deck if we can get it. Okay, so Runeforge Champion is our rare. I like that it is a mono-colored rare. White is okay in Kaldheim. There are quite a few payoffs for angels and double spelling and things of that nature. Other good cards in the pack, Agar for sure. However, I hate first picking a gold card because that absolutely locks you in immediately to a strategy, and sometimes you'll find one of these a little bit later in the packs, but I do love Agar as a card. Generally, it's really easy to generate an excellent card draw engine off of that card. Frenzied Raider, whenever you activate a boast ability, put a +1/+1 counter on it. That can be good if you're playing a lot of smaller cards that you don't really care about losing them to their boast abilities, like the Dusk Wielder, for example. You're just using it to pump up your Raider. So taking the Runeforge Champion, we do hope to see some runes for sure in these next few packs, otherwise it's going to feel kind of bad taking that card. Spectral Steel actually works really well with the Runeforge Champion, even though it's not technically a rune. It is an enchantment that adds +2/+2, which is better than most enchantments, which are only +1/+1. And for 1 and a white, we can return another aura or equipment card from our graveyard to our hand. Other cards I really like in this pack are Iron Verdict and Demon Bolt, just 2 really, really good removal spells. Both of them are 3 mana, but for foretelling them, you can cast them for 1 mana and do a certain amount of damage. This one does 1 more if the creature is tapped. This one just straight out does the damage even if it's untapped. I might actually take Iron Verdict here. I think people prioritize removal spells quite a bit. The rare is gone from this pack, or else Demon Bolt would probably be gone. Since we do have a white card already, I'm more prone to taking the white card than the red card, and it also does 1 more damage. Continuing on the white removal theme, we have Bound in Gold, which is, in my opinion, the best common in Kaldheim. Have a couple of good snowlands down here as well if we end up doing that. It's looking like red might be open, so we might be able to do a Boros aggro type of strategy. Dual Strike can be a good trick, especially in combat, and being able to, for example, do 2 Iron Verdicts would be fantastic. I also like Great Hall of Starnheim as one of the better utility lands because it only costs 3 mana, and then you create a 4/4 white angel with vigilance. So other cards we would hope to wheel from this pack, Fearless Pup I think is underrated. Giant Ox as well I think is underrated. Having just a huge blocker on the ground early can be a good setup in case you're trying to wait. So there is a second Agar, and again, it's going later because people don't want to commit to 2 colors right away. I'm going to take the Courser. Again, it's just another good white card, but it is the only white card in this pack, so either there weren't very many to begin with, or somebody else is drafting white, and that person is not too far away from us since this is only pick 4. So we'll have to see how things go from here on. Other cards in the pack I would take, I like Behold the Multiverse for sure. I think Mists of Lityara is okay. Demonic Gifts I like, but definitely Agar, Behold the Multiverse are the 2 other cards I would like. Alright, so we have our first rune card, which I was looking for. Even though I do like Warhorn Blast also, if you can kind of make a go-wide token deck, that can just be a game ender. But we do want runes for our Runeforge champion, for sure. And we will take Rune of Speed as our first one. Okay, in this pack we have Arnie Slays the Troll. I'm not too interested in. I don't think we're going to be splashing both colors. We have a Beskir Shieldmate that replaces itself in white. We also have a Cinderheart Giant as a curve topper for a Boros deck. Seize the Spoils. You have to discard, but you draw 2 cards and create a treasure token. So that can be decent. And we also have a Snow-Covered Plains, which so far I'm not seeing very many snow payoffs. So for me, it's probably going to be the Shieldmate. These 2 cards are pretty good, but I like just the earlier creatures and having some options to make sure that, you know, we have some early blockers on the board too. So we have Provoke the Trolls, which deals 3 damage to any target, and if it's a creature, it gets +5/+0. So if we had picked up that Cinderheart Giant, we could effectively make that, what, an 11/5 or something like that, which is crazy. I like Raven Wings or Breakneck Berserker here. I'm probably just going to take the creature. Although, I guess the Starnheim Courser makes our artifacts 1 less, so maybe I will take the Raven Wings. That only costs 1 to cast now. Can give something flying. So we have Dwarven Reinforcements, which I think is an extremely weak, expensive card, and I will pick up the Ox here, although I don't love the Ox, but it's okay. So we have another Courser, or we can take a Codespell Cleric or a Hagi Mob. I like the Hagi Mob a lot. I think it's a great card for its mana cost. However, I think we're going to be trying to do quite a bit of second spelling for the cleric, and these have helped me a lot in the previous games. Vega, if we end up moving into blue, which I really don't see happening. So I'll pick up a Scorn Effigy here, even though I don't love it, but it is a card that could potentially cost less with our Courser. So our options here, Great Hall of Starnheim, Beskir Shieldmate, or Giant Ox. I think I'm going to take the utility land, actually. Even if we don't end up in black, I think that's still a good card. And the Cinderheart Giant Wield, so I do think red is a little bit open. The Warhorn Blast Wield as well. 2 Cinderheart Giants, very unlikely to play both of those in our decks, but I'll go ahead and scoop it up. Okay, so we have Arnie Brokenbow as our rare. He has haste, and he boasts for 1, and you can change his base power to 1 plus the greatest power among other creatures you control until end of turn. So if we have a Cinderheart Giant out on the board, he becomes an 8/3 instead of a 3/3. Why not pick up a red card? Looks like we're going red-white here. I don't see any runes in this pack. I do like the Goldvein pick a lot. I like the Valkyrie Sword a lot, especially if you can pay the 4 and a white to create the token that goes onto it. But I think I'll take Arnie here. Okay, so I like Axgard Braggart, I like Fearless Pup, and let's see, Reckless Crew. You have to have a lot of vehicles and equipment for this to work, which so far we do not. So I don't love Reckless Crew here. So it's between the Braggart and the Pup for me. We don't have anything at 4 mana, so I think I will pick up the Braggart here. And I also want to kind of stick with white as much as possible. Alright, so we have a Fearless Pup. We have a Valkyrie Sword still. Wings of the Cosmos I don't love. Feed the Serpent is a great spell, but it's in black, we do have our black Great Hall of Starnheim card. We could potentially splash black, I guess. Well, we managed to pick up 10 creatures, which I didn't realize we had that many. I think I'm going to take the sword. Again, it's an artifact, so it's only going to cost a single mana with our Starnheim Courser. Alright, Rune of Sustenance. We could actually potentially enchant that rune onto the Valkyrie sword, which would be fantastic. Hooking that up onto a flyer. Alright, so Goldmaw Champion or Bound in Gold. I think we'll just take another Bound in Gold. A lot of times that can just shut off an opponent and they don't have anything to do after that. Alright, so another payoff for second spelling with our Code Spell Cleric. Nothing in this pack, unfortunately. We could pick up a Raider's Carve, I guess, because that could only cost us 2 mana. I don't love vehicles, just generally. I'm going to pick up a Story Seeker here. I love that as a 2-drop. I think I'm going to take... Actually, I'm going to take the pick. We could end up putting some of our runes onto that as well. Don't want any of these cards. I'll just take the Snowland for my collection. So we're doing pretty well. We already have 22 playables, so we only need one more card. I guess we could drop the Great Hall. We're probably not playing that. So only a couple of cards, and we already... I'm not playing 2 Cinderheart Giants. We already have enough playables to make a deck, and we could potentially even cut some lands because we're so low on curve. Wow, Feed the Serpent this late. I don't think I could pass that up. Just such a good card. So black must be pretty open. And here are more black. I like the Wither Crown. So maybe we start looking at some black cards. We only have, what, 3 red cards right now? So there's Duskwielder, that cheap boast ability that I was talking about earlier. Do I have both of these cards? Yeah. So we need to think about black being open potentially. Icebreaker Kraken is unplayable, even in limited. It's just especially in limited, rather. Okay, so we have Infernal Pet, which also cares about second spelling every turn. Another Feed the Serpent. There's a Rune of Flight, but we have no other blue, so I doubt I'm playing that. It's between Infernal Pet and Feed the Serpent. We already do have one Feed the Serpent. Maybe I pick up the pet and we start to look at moving into black here instead of red. There's a second Doomskar Oracle. We have a Tormentor's Helm, which can be good if we're trying to go wide. Another Goldvein pick. I don't know that I want to run 2 Goldvein picks. So we could do another Doomskar Oracle or the Tormentor's Helm for me. It's between the two. Oh, and I really don't know if we're going to be trying to go red or black here. I guess we do only have the 2 runes. I'll take the Helm for now. Alright, so I like Goldmaw Champion here for the aggressive side of things. Search for Glory. Search for a snow permanent, legendary, or saga, and you gain 1 life for each snow mana spent to cast it. We have 1 legendary creature. I don't know. I like Battlefield Raptor though. We could put the Bound in Gold, or I mean the what am I trying to say? The Goldvein pick onto that. Alright, so I guess Revitalize, being able to have a little bit of card draw somewhere in our deck is not a bad idea because we have nothing else to draw us cards right now. Okay, Crush the Weak can be okay, except for the fact that we have quite a few low-powered cards. So we have Squash, which I don't think we have a giant. Oh, we have one, I guess, the Cinderheart giant. So I think I'm going to take a second pet here. Run Amok can be a good combat trick. Yeah, maybe it is Run Amok. We do still have a decent amount of red cards. I guess I will start... I need to start thinking of which one we're actually going to take here. So I think I'll take Invoke the Divine this time. Being able to destroy, like if our opponent has a Cosmos Elixir or something, that can just end up running away with games in Limited. So we have an Immersturm Raider, or a Mob, or a Dread Rider, I suppose. We'll just take another Mob. Invoke the Divine, Kennel Master, or Craven Hulk. Craven Hulk is another giant, I guess, for us. We might actually splash black and red. We might just be main color white and splash both colors. Because I like the pet. I like the Dusk Wielder. God's Hall Guardian, Kennel Master, or Raise the Draugr. We have 5 humans. Raise the Draugr could be good. Another Raise the Draugr or a Scorn Effigy. Demonic Gifts or Seize the Spoils. Okay. So let's take out everything that's not white. Could we do a mono white deck? I don't know that it's good enough. It's exactly 40 cards, which is pretty funny. So let's separate out so we do have a rune for our Runeforge champion. I don't know if we have enough creatures in white to really pull things off. No. Now we're going to have to add in another color. Which color is it going to be? So we have another rune in red. We have Infernal Pet for the double spelling, and we also have Great Hall of Starnheim. Demonic Gifts. Dusk Wielder could be good fodder for the sacrifice part of Great Hall of Starnheim. We also have Feed the Serpent. Kind of difficult. We only have one flyer and Battlefield Raptor, and then I guess we have Raven Wings, which I would like to put on a lifelinker like Story Seeker. The pick is the only equipment if we don't add in the Tormentor's Helm. So I think I do want to add in the Tormentor's Helm and Rune of Speed, because this only costs 1 to equip. So if we put Rune of Speed onto this, and then we can give haste to something like our Cinderheart Giant. I think Run Amok is probably our best combat trick in this deck. Our curve ended up being 2.7, so a little bit higher than I thought, so we can't cut a land. We do have some good black cards. We would want to target human, dwarf, or cleric with Raise the Draugr. We would need to cut 5 cards in this case. What would we cut? Weakest cards are probably the Shieldmate. I guess we could cut Raven Wings. Wither Crown. The problem with Feed the Serpent is that it needs double black, so that could get stuck in our hand really early. And that wouldn't be fun, because we need the majority of our mana to be white and red in the beginning. We don't need black until we have really 2 things that are dead in the graveyard to bring back. And we don't have anything to search up. Although we do have the Goldvein pick, so we could cut a swamp. We didn't end up taking Spectral Steel, so we can't return anything to our graveyard, so we definitely want to put the runes on the equipment rather than the creatures. Am I leaving out any of the better cards here? I don't think so. I think I might add another Plains though. Well, let's fix our colors. So we're going to roll with this Mardu build, which I'm a little surprised at. I've never built a Mardu limited deck before. Usually a lot of the the decks that want to play black and red focus on sacrifice, which is not one of my favorite types of strategies to use. I'm just not all that great at it, and it doesn't really excite me very much. Missing white, of course, our main color is what we don't have, and don't have any early plays either. Ooh, this is not great. Actually, I want to wait until we can use Code Spell Cleric on Story Seeker, I think. So next turn we can Shieldmate and Cleric, put the +1/+1 counter on Story Seeker. Our opponent is red, blue, black. The Mistwalker. They don't have the mana to make Mistwalker any less, but we can go ahead and gain some life off of it anyway. So Mistwalker is just a great blocker for them. We're not going to have a ton of good attacks. We have managed to build up a decent board state. They might have some artifact removal. That would suck. Our gold vein pick early is going to be clutch. Priest of the Haunted Edge. They only have one snowland so far. Alright, so we'll put this on the Raptor. They have two good blockers, so they're probably wanting to play the long game. They have not attacked us at all. We're sitting at 31 life. They have 12. Now we can put the Goldwing pick on the Giant. They could have a Raven form here for our Giant. Yep. That's unfortunate. Foretelling another card. Alright, we have Doomscar Oracle, which is for our second spell, so let's see. We really just don't have any good attacks. Guess we'll get in with something. Behold again. They might be looking for their win condition. Not sure what that might be. Maybe Agar. Maybe they have some giants. Oh wow, they have a forest as well. Maybe they're on some 5-color craziness. Alright, Bears of Lityara. Still can't make anything out of our Doomskar Oracle, so I guess I'll just hold on to it. They can get in this turn with their shapeshifters. That's fine, we're at 31 life. I don't mind to just take it. Although I guess we could block with the shield mate and it'll just replace itself. May as well. We're not doing anything with 2 damage. So they're only going to attack with the Mistwalker and leave the blocker on the ground. Draugr's Helm. Now they have a 4/4 with Menace, 2 other 4/4s, and an Augury Raven. So they have managed to let's see, we could equip the pick onto something else. I think we'll wait and maybe equip it onto the pet. Alright, so they kill our flyer. It's understandable. So now we can't block their flyers. But they still have 2 4/4 blockers on the ground. So I guess we should have played Doomskar Oracle first last time, and that would have made the second spell trigger. I didn't realize it wouldn't trigger with Doomskar Oracle itself. Still have no good attacks. We're just going to get beat up by these flyers in the air. We bottomed our Feed the Serpent. An Iron Verdict would be great to find. Bounding Gold would be great to find. We have 2 of those. Okay, there's one. So now we take 3 a turn from the Raven. Oh man, another flyer. Maybe you should put that. Maybe we should put that Raven's wings back in the deck. And now they have a Death Touch blocker on the ground. Yep, this is just not a good time for us. Would have been good to pick up a Doomskar, but we did not see a board wipe in our packs. Alright. So let's go back and revisit the deck. We were doing pretty well in the beginning. I think that we had a good aggressive start, and then we just kind of fell behind on board. Didn't have anything else going on for us. So maybe some of our pump spells will be more useful. Now, what do we get rid of? I guess the Ox Shieldmate. No, I think I want the sword. Alright, let's roll with this. See how this one does. Wacko Cracko. Okay, our only creature is a 5-drop. 1 land hand. This is not looking good. Alright, we're gonna have to roll with this and bottom feed again. It's very difficult for me to play with 3 colors. I'm usually just not very good at it. I don't like putting the rune on the creature rather than the equipment, but it looks like our opponent might be trying to race. I don't want to waste a Bounding Gold on a Code Spell Cleric. Alright, Raven Form. Let's see. Just don't like playing any of these cards right now. Could use Bound in Gold on the flyer next turn. I don't think I've ever seen this card played in Limited. That's unfortunate. That's going to shut down our Runeforge champion. Can play Pet finally next turn. I guess we are shutting down the Cleric. I guess we could have foretold there. Raven form on our Gold Vein pick. At least we didn't put Rune of Speed on it, I guess. Let's see. Valkyrie Sword needs 4, 5, 6, 7 mana. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So let's see. I guess we could do this and then I'm loath to get rid of that extra mana. So I guess we'll just put a creature on the board and not play anything else because I really want whatever my next land is to be able to play that sword and attach an angel to it. And then if we don't, then I guess we can cast 2 spells for Infernal Pet. Our opponent might have a Jarl over there. Hopefully they don't have a counter spell. Okay. Wasn't sure what they had going on over there. I wonder if it'll show us what they had in Exile. Mammoth Growth was their foretell card, but they didn't have a creature to play it on, I guess. I was a little worried it was a Jarl of the Forsaken. That would have done, it would have done away with any of our cards that we had actually managed to get through. CFC True Blue. They have Jace as their avatar. Okay, finally some decent mana and decent creatures. Turn 2, foretell an Oracle. Need a second white mana to be able to play Oracle and Cleric. Vega's ability is static rather than activated, so I don't know that I would want to Bound in Gold Vega. Another beat us up with flyers type of deck. Let's see. So I could play Bound in Gold, but then I wouldn't be able to play anything else. Or I could play Oracle and Haste. Guess I'll Bound in Gold the Raven. Need another Plains. Ah, and I guess we're just not going to get it. So my Goldmod champion can tap Oracle, and then yeah, that sounds pretty good. Now they can hit me for 5. They have 3 Foretold cards. They're going to be drawing 3 more cards off of Vega. So I'm going to put the Wither Crown on Vega, I think, and then... Alright. So let's start gaining some life. Alright, so they have a counter spell for that. Next turn we can Iron Verdict Vega instead. They can activate Gates of Istfell at any time. Wow, 3 Augury Ravens. And a Maskwood Nexus. Okay, there is finally our second. Alright. So that wasn't very mana efficient, but I'm sick of them drawing cards. Wow. So we can play Braggart and Raptor next turn to gain a couple more life. At this point, you know, I'm still dead to their flyers, but we will just let them win. They had a very, very good deck. Maskwood Nexus is clutch. That was very good. We drew our removal too late. Unfortunately, not doing too great with this deck. It might be worth taking out all our black cards and just trying to be a little bit more aggressive. We just haven't drawn our removal at the key times, and I think trying to be a little bit faster with the play is more important. So nothing till 3 mana, unfortunately, although we can play Raven Wings, I guess, on turn 2. And I guess it's an equipment. We could equip the rune to that. So next turn I can play the Oracle, the Courser, or Arnie. I think I still would rather have a flyer. Now next turn I can play Oracle into Rune of Speed. Gain 2 life. And then I can equip the Raven Wings onto the Oracle the turn after that. Or play Arnie, I guess. We're going to want to get this mob out as early as possible. Horizon Seeker, making sure that they hit their land drops. And getting them the land that they need as well. Good card for that. Alright. So next turn we could actually do Raptor Revitalize. Gain another 2 life. Actually gain 5 life and draw a card. If we don't hit our land drop, that might be the play, because we really need another land for Hajima. If we do hit a land, probably equip Raven Wings to Doomscar Oracle, make it a 5/2. Could still play Revitalize to draw a card. And then we could play Broken Bout and Raptor the turn after that. Let's see what we hit with our draw step. Oh, our opponent shows a mountain. So they are on 3 color at least. Struggle for Skemfar kills our Oracle. Okay. So alright, they get rid of our Raven form, or our Raven Wings, so Arnie can't fly. Poor Arnie. Wither Crown on Arnie. I will go ahead and sacrifice him. Don't need him, I guess. Get the mob out for blocking. So Wings of the Cosmos putting in work there on the Haji mob. That was a quick game ender. Alright, 2 wins. Hey, we got a couple packs out of it. I like this better than the black cards. I think they were just slowing us down a little bit. Wow, 4 planes. Guess we'll keep it. We want to hang on to the cleric. We don't want to play it just to be playing it. We really would like it to be a second spell if possible. Oops, I actually meant to foretell that so that we could do Doomskar Oracle, then Cleric. The passive ability on Oracle will still work. They have a Runeforge champion of their own. Don't think they actually found anything. So now we can use that Raven Wings on the Haji mob. We won't have another mana to do that, unfortunately, till turn after this one. I think we play the mob anyway. Ooh. Or maybe we bound in gold. Happy to trade there since we get to keep our Raven Wings, and our Oracle is still going to have its passive ability. Now they cannot attack in with their Goldmaw champion. Actually, yes, they can, because I think with their boast ability. Oh, another Bind the Monster. Ouch. We need to draw a creature card. That'll work. Alright. Alright, managed to get to 3 wins. Very happy with that. And we're gold and limited for the season. Good stuff. Three wins. We got 1,000 gems and 2 packs. Very happy with that. I paid, what, 1,500 gems? So not too far off of what we paid, and get to play again, hopefully. I think actually I only have 400 gems right now, so I wouldn't get to do another premiere, but I could still do a couple of quick drafts if I wanted. It's a good day in my book. Also, if there are any misplays that I make or anything that you guys see or catch, please leave them down below in the comments. I'm very willing and happy to learn. I've only been playing Magic for about 4 months. Majority of that has been Commander. Okay, so it's nice to have our Runeforge champion in our early hand, Rune of Speed. So we would be searching for the Rune of Sustenance. Then we have, that will help with casting Codespell Cleric and Rune of Speed. Even though we only have 2 lands, I still think it's good. It's a good opening hand. So I want to foretell Doomskar Oracle next turn. Okay, we're playing against the Blue-Red Giants deck. So they are going to have quite a few biggies. they have a giant card in hand? Yes, they do. Agar. Okay. Agar is the one to have. Alright, so they are ramping up a little bit. Play Runeforge Champion here. I would rather have the Gold Vein pick to put these runes on instead of the sword, but it's not the worst thing. If we play a mountain, we can technically play both of these in addition to the sword next turn. Unfortunately, we can't play sword, the runes, and Doomskar Oracle. Realmwalker. What are they going to name? Is this a changeling? No, giant. This is a giants deck. So they are going to name giants here. Yep. Alright, so I think we'll play Doomskar Oracle. Then we'll play Codespell Cleric. Then we'll play Raven Wings. And then next turn, we'll do the sword with the runes. Reflections of Lityara, that's going to copy all of their giants. So if I had kept that enchantment removal, that would have been nice. I'm going to turn off the microphone just for a second, guys. Alright, so just been doing a lot of swapping stuff around. They killed our Runeforge champion. Exiling our Valkyrie sword was pretty awful. So they can tap our Doomscar Oracle. We're still going to get in for 4. Alright, so now they have 2 5 6s. They're still dead in the air next turn. I don't think they could shut off all 3 of our flyers. They're gonna attack in with everything. Desperate attempt. Even if they have something to pump up their Realm Walker, they're still dead on board next turn. Not sure why they're looking at literally all of our things. Provoke the trolls. Good game. Provoke the trolls was nice there, but unfortunately just not enough for our opponent. And we have now won 4 games. I think we're gonna get 1,400 gems out of this. Let's see. Yes, very nice. So almost back up to our starting gem cost. And we get a couple of packs out of it as well. Feeling much better about our deck after we cut all those black cards. Imagine how we would have done if we had not even started with those. Alright, I like this hand. Turn 2 Goldvein pick, turn 3 Runeforge champion. Another black, blue, red deck. Okay, let's see. Now if they put out another good ground blocker, we can switch the pick over to the Raptor. Squash. Alright, not the best, but we can handle it. Narfi's Betrayal. So if we get another land, we could play the Courser and put the pick on the Courser. Oh, Tormentor's Helm. Alright, so instead, let's do this. And they can play Haji Mob and Mistwalker. Mistwalker would be the better option for them because of the flyers. They really need a flying blocker. Tormentor's Helm will make this a 4/4, so even if they do play Mistwalker, they're not going to be able to effectively block the Raptor. They're going to have to let it die. Now they can play our Haji Mob. Still not going to save them from the sky next turn. They really need a board wipe or, okay. Feed the Serpent. It's fine. Just put the Goldvein pick on the Courser next turn. We are at 44 life, probably winning this game. Alright, so we just had a great start, a fast start there with all the runes and our champion. Managed to get some of our key cards early on in the game. Not sure if we hadn't had that bound in gold, might not have been that great. So now we are actually at a profit of gems and we get 4 packs. This is by far the best I've ever done in a Premier Kaldheim draft. Even the draft where I went 6-3 was a quick draft. So definitely reaping the rewards here. Okay, another good fast hand. Would like to see some runes here to make like some lifelink or an equipment maybe. But we have turn 1 Raptor, turn 2 Foretell and Iron Verdict, turn 3 Arnie, turn 4 Braggart. Doing pretty good. Code Spell Cleric. So we could actually do turn 2 Story Seeker. I think I like that better. I think that's the first time I've seen the Story Seeker. Raven form on Arnie. That's okay. I don't want them to double block the Story Seeker, which is why I haven't sent in with it yet. What does the Harbinger do? Add blue mana, you can foretell something. Alright, so now send in with everybody. Doomscar Oracle and a Shieldmate. So they have a block now with Oracle on the Story Seeker. Or I could tap it. I think that's what I'll do. Now I can either equip the helm, I think I'll foretell though. Alright, let's see. Next turn can play the Verdict against their Oracle if they send in. Alright, the scoop from our opponent. And I have now matched my best record in Kaldheim. I was not feeling super great about this deck, I'm not gonna lie. Even after we got rid of all the black spells, I didn't know how things were gonna work out. 6 wins. Let's see if we can get to 7. That would just be awesome. Of course, now that I've said that, I've probably jinxed it. But hey, I am over the moon with 6 wins. It's pretty difficult for me to get. Like I said, I've only done it once before. I'm glad you guys all could be a part of it. And I am still going to do a giveaway, so don't forget to like and subscribe. If you're a subscriber, you get entered into the giveaway. I will be doing a live video of a giveaway for some magic packs. Okay, not the best opening hand. We only have a turn 3 creature, but I like going turn 2 pick into turn 3 champion. Searching for the lifelink rune, putting it on a pick. Alright, so we actually have... I think I will go ahead and play the pick. Thought about doing Story Seeker. So our opponent is on green-black, so they probably are on Elf Tribal. does this guy do? Ooh, he's gonna search his library. This is where that weathered runestone artifact would come in handy. Seraph the Realm Eater. Wow, they just had a great draft. 2 legendaries in their opening hand. Very nice. So they can't send in with Berserker. They do have a Death Toucher, which is preventing me from sending in with my champion. They also could have double blocked with Berserker and Seraph. I really need to find my Raven wings.
Hello.